Have you ever thought that true enlightenment might be found in the everyday activities you do every day? What if I told you that the simple work you do could be the key to completely transforming your mind? Watch the entire video to find out, and stay until the end because we will reveal a very powerful practical exercise to reach this state of consciousness. Subscribe to the channel The Smiling Buddha to receive other precious teachings on Buddhist philosophy and personal growth. In a remote monastery in the mountains of Asia, there was a very wise master surrounded by dozens of disciples. Every day, these young aspiring monks immersed themselves in scriptures and meditated, trying to achieve enlightenment. But one day, a young peasant approached the monastery. He wanted to discover the truth. He was looking for something bigger than his simple life. "Master," he said, "I want to know myself and find the way to the absolute truth." The master looked at him calmly and replied, "If you want to know the truth, you will have to put aside everything you think you know. It will not be a short journey, nor an easy one. It may take a lifetime, with no guarantee of success. Are you ready for this challenge?" The young man, determined and without hesitation, accepted. And so the master assigned him a seemingly simple but very particular task. "You will have to beat the rice. Every day, from morning to night, without stopping. When you are tired, you will sleep, and then you will start again. You will do this until I come looking for you." The young man began to work tirelessly, crushing rice every day, while the monks around him continued their spiritual practices. No one spoke to him, and soon the young man began to feel lonely, isolated. Questions filled his mind. Why do I have to do this? What does beating rice have to do with finding the truth? Months passed, then years, and over time something began to change. As his hands continued to beat the rice, his mind, which at first was full of thoughts, began to calm down. The doubts vanished, the questions became rarer, and soon the young man found himself completely immersed in the task. Nothing else existed. There was no past, no future, only the present act. 12 years passed. The youth had become a man. Meanwhile, the monks continued to study and meditate, still convinced that their companion, devoted only to manual labor, was far from enlightenment. But one day the master called all his disciples. Now old and tired, he told them that he was looking for someone who could replace him. He said, "Write a sentence that demonstrates your understanding of eternal salvation. He who offers the wisest answer will become my successor." A disciple, whom everyone thought was the wisest, delivered his quote. He said, "The mind is like a mirror on which thoughts and desires accumulate like dust. Only through meditation can we sweep away this dust and see the truth." The master read the sentence and with great disappointment tore it up. "This is just empty theory," he said. "None of you have yet understood what salvation really means." Two disciples, talking among themselves, passed by the young man who was pounding rice. One of them told him of their companion's failure and laughed at their labors. But the young man listened in silence and then, smiling, said, "I know what the master is looking for." The two disciples looked at him in disbelief. "You? We have never seen you meditate or study the scriptures. How do you think you know what we don't even know?" "I cannot write," he replied, "but if you will lend me your hand, I will tell you what to write." With some reluctance, the disciples agreed, and the sentence they handed to the master was this: "The mind is an illusion. There is no mirror, and therefore there is no dust. When there is nothing to reflect, the truth appears." The master, reading those words, brightened. Finally, he said, "Someone has understood. The one who wrote these words will become my successor." When the master discovered that the young man who was pounding the rice was the author of that phrase, he called him to him. "From today, you are my successor," he said. "But you cannot stay here. Go out into the world. Teach the truth you have discovered. Your companions will never accept that you, who spent 12 years working and not studying, have achieved enlightenment, but your wisdom must be shared." And it is precisely here that history teaches us a fundamental secret. Enlightenment is not found only in sacred texts or in hours of sitting meditation. It is hidden in every gesture, in every daily action, if only we are capable of being completely present in what we do. What about you? Have you ever felt the power of concentration in your daily activities? Have you ever noticed how calm and clear your mind can be, even while working or doing ordinary tasks? Write it in the comments below the video. I want to know your experience. This story teaches us that meditation is not something that happens only when we sit with our eyes closed. Every activity, every gesture, can become a meditation if we immerse ourselves completely in it. Whether you are working, walking, or even cooking, you can discover your true nature through concentration and total presence. The secret of true enlightenment is to be here and now in whatever you are doing. When the mind is completely immersed in the present, without thoughts filling it, then and only then can you discover your true essence. In the end, it's not what you do, but how you do it. The young man who was pounding rice didn't need to meditate in the traditional way. He found enlightenment simply by doing his job with total dedication, completely losing his sense of self and immersing himself in the act. And now comes the most surprising part, the one that no one ever tells you. This is the real secret. When you are completely present in your work, in your daily gesture, you are already practicing the deepest of meditations. There is no need for anything else. This is the only way to reach enlightenment, through the simplicity of your daily life. There is no need to search far. There is no need to complicate the spiritual path. The truth is that enlightenment has always been before you in every action you take. Here is the promised little-known secret exercise that can bring you closer to enlightenment through simple, everyday actions. But first, give this video a nice like, subscribe to our channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss our next contents dedicated to Buddhist philosophy and personal growth. This exercise is called 3-moment conscious breathing, and its power will literally take your breath away. Whenever you're about to begin an activity, whether it's drinking a cup of tea, washing your hands, or even checking your phone, pause for 3 deep, mindful breaths. The first breath is to let go of the past, the second to release expectations of the future, and the third to ground yourself completely in the present. This practice transforms every moment into an opportunity for enlightenment because it leads you to live fully in the now, which is the true ground where wisdom and inner peace manifest. Practiced consistently, this exercise can open you to a much deeper perception of reality, where every moment becomes sacred.